Part 4, find the angle given a shaded sector area. And again, depending on which videos you've watched, I've kind of made a note card of the formulas, which are on page, I think, 22 or 23. Just the formulas here at the top of the page that we're using to help us solve for the various missing parts. And this one, it says determine the central angle of a shaded sector if the shaded sector has an area. And again, watch out because you need to know which formula to use. Has an area of 99.8 and the circle has a radius of 18. So we don't know the central angle measure, and we are looking at my top formula here. So we don't know that, so I'll call that x over 360. But what we do know is that it says that the shaded sector has an area of 99.8, and you can't see the formula very well, but the formula for the area of a circle is pi times radius squared. So there's that. And first of all, why don't we look and see what is 18 squared? So grab Desmos, grab your calculator. Got to find the right spot here so you can see, but 18 squared is 324. So rewriting this, we have x over 360 equals 99.8 over 324 pi. Again, 18 squared. 18 times 18 is 324. Because now we're going to cross multiply. And we get x times 324 pi equals 360 times 99.8. 360 times 99.8 is 35,928. And that equals x times 324 pi. So what we need to do is we need to solve for x. And x is multiplied by this value. So we're going to divide by 324 pi. And you really, really do want to use Desmos on this, because when I type this in, Desmos is going to end up looking like this. So we have the 35,928 divided by 324, oh darn it, divided by, try that again, 324 pi. That's what it would look like when we type it in Desmos. And we get 35.297. Remember, we're rounding to 2 decimal places on this. So 7 is going to round that 9 up to a 0, which is going to round that 2 up to a 3. So our central angle is going to be 35.30. Same kind of idea, I believe, on problem number 8. Determine the central angle of a shaded sector if the shaded sector has an area of 22.56 and the circle has a radius of 5. So once again, we need to find the central angle. And both our formulas start out like this. Central angle measure over 360 equals the shaded sector area, which is 22.56, and then our radius, so pi times 5 squared. And we can type in the 5 squared if we need to. But 5 squared is 25. So this is 25 times pi. And we're going to cross multiply. So we get x times 25 pi equals 360 times 22.56. And we can type that in. 360 times 22.56, and we get 8,121.6. And that still equals x times 25 pi. But we want to solve for x, so it's x times 25 pi. To undo that multiplication, we're going to divide by 25 pi. And again, try to do better typing it in this time. But in Desmos, it would end up looking like this: 8121.6, and then 25 pi. Then we get 103.407. Looking at the 7, which is 5 or higher, so that's going to round that to a 1. 103.41 is our angle measure. So I should write degrees on that.